looking at it from the perspective of buy-side firms, I mean, Ben, I'm going to get you to answer this, though, to begin with. But there's maybe a perception that you can throw a problem over the wall to your agent or your custodian or one of your service providers. What do you make of that?
I'd say yes and no, but mostly no. I think we've all got our parts to play. So anybody that's involved in our industry, our community, that serve the sort of asset servicing, security services players, then you can't throw anything over the fence. You need to take ownership, and you need to make sure that you're owning your side of that transaction. So, of course, there are settlement intermediaries, agents, custodians that do an excellent job of performing tasks on behalf of the buy side, and obviously they've got the benefit of scale as well, so that's helpful. But what I would say is that you can't outsource accountability. So if you're a buy side firm, you're essentially the principal to that transaction. You're accountable for that trade. It might be that you outsource the responsibility of a certain part of that transaction workflow to somebody else, but it's on you to own that and oversee that and make sure that you've got the right KPIs to be able to monitor that. And the regulators would expect you to do that as well. So of course you can outsource things, but I think clarity is very, very important. So if you're not doing that today and you're planning on doing that soon, I think you just need to make sure that you've got the right documentation in place and that you're crystal clear on exactly what your agents are doing versus what you're doing. So I guess I'll say communication is very important.
Yeah, and I think from just adding that from buy side perspective, that we can't just. We've got no intention of just making it someone else's problem. What we will need is the support and cooperation of our partners, whether it's custodians, infrastructure providers, or so forth. But as Ben said, we own the issue. It's ours to deal with. So the thought of firms just throwing it over the wall, I think, is probably slightly misguided.
Sure. Liability is sitting with the buy side, regardless of the operating model, which you have, obviously.
And also about just keeping control from a risk perspective as well.
Indeed.